afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of Karnataka Christian Education Society, Hebich Technical Training Institute staff and the student, we extend a very warm welcome. Today is a historic day. Mr. Tushar Gandhi is with us. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
My privilege to be sitting beside a diamond of India, to whom actually India belongs. Because generations back from him, we are here because of him, Mahatma Gandhi. And today, India actually should belong to him. That is how the legacy should be. I had a dream. That was the starting phrase of the person who started the movement in America. I had a dream. What is the dream which even now ferments that India should stand tall amongst countries and leading the way?
Because in India, the greatness will be achieved when we create a society which is equal in every sense.
Yes.
Unfortunately, what in the last 75 years, what we have done is a very unequal society full of disparities. And
Yes.
that is what is making, where on one side we have billionaires, the other side we have a huge percentage of humankind that lives on a subsistence level.
True.
And that is where the country is unable to rise as steadily and achieve heights that can be. So I think the only salvation for India is in embracing trusteeship in all its forms.
Maybe they may not get a stage for college day, but I would take them for a street play with a theme. So in front of a small audience, they get an opportunity, and that's how and when they reach the final year, they come to the college day or Nehru Maidan, anywhere, they are capable of performing because of the small little opportunities as a teacher. I think teaching profession is the best profession where we can give lot of opportunities for young minds to grow and help them to grow.
It is these small initiatives that bring about big changes. It's most of the big plans generally flop or fail, but the small initiatives are the ones that have longevity. So it is the most important thing to do is that. And that is the Gandhian ideology of doing whatever an individual is capable of doing. So
This era's challenge for all the students, for the elders, for the youth, for everybody, it is the mobile culture. How far we have to use the mobile, what it is, like one problem is still there and the other problem is already erupted. So what is the present generation, parents, how they are suffering and what are their challenges? It is very easy for us to say that, the parents are not good. Like we being parents, we know how difficult it was. But for us, the situation was easy. But now the situation has become more sensitive and more challenging. So for this entire thing, I think education plays a major role, even for the parents, even for the elderly helpline, and even for I'm talking about the three generation.
I agree with you that there is a great epidemic of addiction and mental illnesses that are afflicting the youth, and it is because they face a lot of frustration and depression.
Yes.
Because the education system is so completely useless that instead of enlightening the youth, it burdens
Yes.
them. And unfortunately, the education system focuses solely on academics and not on knowledge and enlightenment. And so education has become a burden for the youth, and they are not being able to cope with it. You look at the children who are preparing for their professional courses,
Yes.
and you see the amount of intellectual burnout leading to suicide, leading to addiction and all that.
But as you said, wherever they go, they were finding it difficult to get the employment. And abundant opportunities are there, but these students were not suitable. In that way, I felt it. And then I decided we must do something, and we must help the students, we should help the society, we should help the management, and management should also come forward and help us, and in that way we will grow the institution, and along with the staff members, all A to Z, everybody should grow. In that way, what I did was, in the first stage, when management was not willing to continue, I said, establishing is very difficult, but closer is 1 minute. If you just write a letter to the government, that ends. But let us not do that. We will see what best we can do. What I did was, in first instance, all our activities, I tried to get some sponsorship from the industry. Fortunately, I was successful. And at the same time, I used all our students to involve themselves in all the activities of the society. NSS or NCC or say visiting the factory and taking some of the problems and then helping them to solve, and at the same time inviting those practitioners to come to the industry and telling them that these are the beautiful students and you can use them, you can help them, and at the same time give them placement and all that. And all they felt very happy, and then step by step, I have not developed overnight.
What I suggest and what I dream is, it has to be made integrated to the very curriculum of the children's education right from the school days. It has preventive drug education should grow along with other intellectual education, even in college also. This is one very important problem which every student is facing, and every teacher has to be a counselor definitely in this regard. It's a greater role to be played by the academic institutions in this field, I would feel.
It's also because of the collapsing family system that we see more and more prevalent in our society. And so and then associated with that, every time education policy is changed, we see that the government decides what is essential and what isn't essential, and removes it. When I was in school, I remember we used to have, along with civics, we used to have moral education as a subject and a period.
Yeah.
It stopped in my children's, when my children were in school, moral education wasn't there at all. When exams come, all the students are looking for the uppers so that they can stay awake and read and things. Yeah. And in professional courses, even parents say, take that tablet where you have to study longer. So this normalization of addiction is also a very dangerous thing that is happening, and there is no counseling about it. There is no counseling about the addiction to fitness. You see, most of the young men who want to have bulging muscles and things take steroids as a matter of normalcy.
Yeah, true.
And they get addicted. This new phenomenon of heart failures amongst young, fit people.
Gone are those days where people used to talk about quality research. Now it is more of quantity research. It's competition amongst the faculties. Quantity of publications, quantity of patents at the compromise of quality. Right now we do not talk about upscale, upskill, reskill and upscale. We just talk about learning, examination and memorization.
Today, Indian PhDs are not being considered anywhere in the world. Indian PhD theses most often are thrown into trash bins. Many a times I have been presented with PhD theses from India, and it is horrifying that they do cut-paste jobs from Wikipedia and things. If they were in any institution abroad, their careers would have been finished because they would be charged with plagiarism. In India, without giving credit to the source, they pass off cut-paste theses as their own work of research and production. And because, I'll tell you an example. Today, a PhD is sold for 2.5 lakhs.
Now, instead of having that 1,000-bed hospital in this area, we should make 100-bed hospitals in the rural area. Why I am saying the medical college has to split hospitals like this? No specialist go to the rural area. But he is being a faculty, he has to go there. Medical colleges should have all requirements of investigations, equipments or anything, whatever is required for teaching students and treating patients in the hospital. From A to Z with the high tech, it has to be there. We have a lot of technicians, we have a lot of nurses, we have a lot, and mostly inexhaustible is number of students. So all these people can be shifted if you make a 100-bed hospital in the rural areas and make compulsory 3,000 families for this hospital to give a free treatment of any type. This is my vision.
No, it was a wonderful sharing of ideas and also listening to what people have achieved in their lifetimes of how ideal institutions should be created and run. And so I think this is very essential that such dialogue continues to happen, because if we really want to change our society or our nation, then it can only happen if we have an interaction of dialogues. If the speaking stops, then anarchy will prevail. And so it is a very noble gesture to have such kind of a dialogue and then share it with a larger audience, so that the ideas that are discussed by the smaller groups have or inspire a larger number of people from that. And as I said, this is the true democratic spirit, where everybody speaks their mind without anybody being influenced in any manner. And so it's a very impressive way to do it. And you know, the best programs would come out of this. You kept saying that you wanted 3 minutes. You got 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. So you got multiple programs that you could create from all the stock that you have created. And so it also helps. You know, I'll give you an example of wildlife photography. When we see these wonderfully made wildlife documentaries, we are fascinated. But what we don't understand is behind every 30-minute wildlife documentary, the footage that has been shot is about 200 hours, and over spans of years and years and years, photographers just go into the sanctuaries and forests and keep shooting and bring it back, and then somebody decides that I want to create a documentary in this theme. They'll look at everybody's shot footage, and then on the edited table what we see comes about. So it is very important that this kind of a freewheeling dialogue is encouraged and curated in a way. I am using a wrong term because there is no curation in this, but since that is a popularly understood term, we have to use that. And that is how it should be in the to become the catalyst in bringing about change. So congratulations to Global TV and its team for doing this very novel thing, and all the success to all of you. And it was an enriching experience to me also, because such a vast pool of knowledge was shared over here.
Divine Sir Tushar Gandhi, luminaries in our midst, Professor Sridhar Shetty and Devaraj sir, people of outstanding academic caliber, Ruksana ma'am and all the rest of you, never have this hallowed hall been illuminated by talks of this nature. Today we have had an outpouring of ideas. Believe me, this is the first time I am seeing people of various stages and statures like galaxies collide and share a moment's scintillation. Oh my God, what an event. But having observed Sir for the last few minutes, his humility, grace, focus, sharpness, acceptability, and broadness of mind tells me perhaps he should be leading the country now, where we would have reached. I know these are dangerous words, but still, sir, we have a chance. We still have a chance because India stands on the threshold. We are now developing, almost developed. What did William Shakespeare say? There comes a time in the life of every person or a country, a wave, which when grabbed by its horns takes it to incredible heights. We are now on a wave, and it is up to Sir, I hope, to grab it by its horns and to take it into the far greater future that we richly deserve. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.